Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's E20 Zone TV, and you're joined by me, James to the Thief. West Ham versus Rapid Vienna preview, and let's get into it. Mixed bag team I can see in this team coming up on Thursday night. I really do. I want to see certain players in this team, but we will go through player by player. But if you are new around here, please do subscribe. Please do like the video. It goes a long way and it helps me out greatly. Right, let's get into it. Goalkeeper. Let's start off with the goalkeeper first because obviously that's one of the most important positions on the pitch. So we will go with. I would like to see Areola. Obviously, it's Fab and Areola who are the two. We've got to pick one. I think Areola should just play. I really do. He's at home. He's going to be in front of his own crowd. Unless there's an agreement in place that says that Areola is only playing League Cup and other games, like FA Cup games, then I don't understand how that man isn't playing, so to speak, in the Europa League. So, yeah. So yeah, for me, it'd have to be Areola, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was Fab. So, yeah. So moving on to the left back. Obviously, we've only got one left back at the club, and basically, the only person I can see playing there is Cresswell. It really is. I'll be surprised if Arthur comes in and plays there. Like, I just don't see it. I see a 4-2-3-1, the standard system. So I think Cresswell will play. It's a worry with me with Cresswell because I think he's one injury away, and then we are all over the place, not on the back line. So yeah, I think Cresswell will probably play. I think Diop comes in as a centre half, and I think Zuma will play. I don't see Craig Dawson playing. I might be wrong, but Oggy I can see sitting out, and I can see Zuma coming in and getting up to speed because he's obviously only had a few games with us. On the right-hand side of defence, I think Flad will play. And people, right, unless unless Fredericks is fit, can I see Ben Johnson going there? The way he played the other day, possibly not. But if I had a choice between Johnson or Cafal in this game, I'd go for Johnson. I think Cafal just needs that little extra game rest. And the way I look at it is, it's not about what you do in the group; it's about what you do out when you get out of the group. Well, we could win every game in this group, get out of the group, and get flattened by a team. So we have to sort of maintain the squad. So when we do get out of the group, we've got the strongest team possible to go into the last 16. So, yeah, Ben Johnson possibly there. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, you've got we're going to midfield now. We've got the two in midfield of obviously the dream team of Souček and Rice. I want to see Crow in this team again in this game. I really do. I see enough against Manchester United in the League Cup game to go, you know what? He's a talent. So, yeah, I'd like to see Crow in this team. Scott's got his team in. Let's have a look. Scott has gone with Areola in goal, Johnson, Zuma, Diop, Fredericks. That's if he's fit. Rice, Crow, Ben Rama, Lanzini, Flashage, Bowen. Flashage or Bowen. Need a spine of the team. Players, 5 of the bench, job done. Put off a KSDRSB. Yeah, I mean, whatever that last bit says, I don't understand that Morse code, but yeah. For me, in the dream team, I see Crow win, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was Crow and Rice, for instance. So yeah, I'd like to see Crow win. Do I think Noble will play? I don't think so. I think he'll come on, but I don't think he'll start. Obviously, I think Souček's the one who needs the rest. He made a mistake at the weekend against Leeds, which cost us a goal, and I think basically that has to be done. Do you know what I mean? I've just sussed out what he means by that. It's not Morse code. It's the initials on the players. So well done, Scott. Yeah, I want to see Crowell, as I say, and Souček to have a rest. Maybe Crowell and Rice, maybe, or even Lanzini in there. Do you know what I mean? Then you've got the attack-minded players. This is a game that Vlasic has to turn up in, right? He has to turn up in this game, right? This man will start. He should start. Then he needs to perform, and there is no be all and end all about it. Whether he's new to the club or what, because if we get injured, an injury on the front line, he has to come in and play. So he needs to come in and play. So I can see Flashes going there. I can see Bowen sitting on the bench with Saeed. I don't see Saeed Benrahma playing this game. I don't see Bowen either. It would have been in 7-8 days, Bowen would have played 3 90-minute games. Like, that to me is a lot. A hell of a lot. So I don't see Bowen playing. I don't see Benny playing. I can see Yarmolenko coming in. I can see that happening. Yarmolenko coming in. If Fornals isn't fit, then I think Ben Mummer will play. But if Fornals is fit, I think Fornals will go in there as like another attacking option. So you have Vlasic, Yarmolenko, Fornals, and don't be surprised if Lanzini's back in there and all. Like, he played well as like a front four, so it'd be like Yarm up front, possibly Vlasic, Lanzini in the 10, and probably Fornals on the left. So with like Crowell and someone like Rice in behind. It's a concern that we're one injury away from this sort of depletion. Like, it ain't me being negative, like the left back situation. Cresswell gets injured, we've got no left back. Obviously, Mikel Antonio, I wouldn't risk him in this game. Do you know what I mean? You can either do one or two things. You can either go strong, try and blast them out the ground in 60 minutes, then use the 5 subs and get everyone off, or you sort of do a mixed bag team and then see how you go. For me, I would do just a mixed bag team. I think Rapid ain't the team that everyone is expecting. They're doing poorly in their league. So yeah, I look at it like that, really. We have some comments from the chef. Let's have a look. Yeah, mate, it's initials. You've done in 45 minutes, and we can call the likes of Bowen, Benny off. Benny Rice off. Benny Rice. You know what I mean? Good old Benny Rice. Uncle Ben's. I don't think Bowen. I'd be shocked if Bowen plays in this one. Like, I could see him being a sub coming on, but I can't see anything else. Let's go. What else have we got here? We've got Flashes. For me is one of them. One more should be saying you're playing all 90 minutes. I agree. I really do. My only reason for Bowen is after Brentford he gets a good rest and the internationals coming up. I can't see Bowen being picked for England. It's another claim for Bowen to be a second striker. Yeah, good shout. Good shout. I think there's a real risk of underestimating this lot. They've been bang up for this fixture. That's my only worry. Yeah, but I just think with us at home, in front of 60,000, and there's people in the team, captains in the team, who won't accept medium performances, basically. So yeah, there's a lot of players. Obviously, right, you bring up a good point there, Scott, about the international break, and obviously we've got certain players in this team who won't be going on the international break. Do you know what I mean? So, in a way, is it worth taking the risk? Now, in the grand scheme of things, you could look at it and go, you know what, go out strong, get 2-0 up, bring on Crowell, bring on Noble, set up 4-3-3 or you know what I mean, a 4-5-1 or something with like wingers, and then just see it out. And maybe that might be the alternative, but obviously, I just think we will go through these teams at home. I really do. I just do not fear any of these teams whatsoever at home. So, yeah. And someone's just revving their car up right outside my house. Lovely. But moving on. I look at this game on the sort of a prediction front. I can see us scoring 2 goals. I think we need to give this team a good hiding to make a statement. I really do mean that. And the only way we can is by going sort of like a not ultra negative team, right? But I want to go with obviously we're a right back that we've got. Let's be honest, we've only got one right back now because obviously Fredericks is out. Ben Johnson isn't really performing at present, but he's still a right back. And Kofel, he had the rest for a little while, and then he had to come back on again. I feel that this game will depend on the starting line that he goes with, which I think it would include Yarmolenko, Krau, and Lanzini. I really do. Areola, I think he goes with Fab, but I think the 3 that played sort of in the Manchester United game were playing this. I really do believe that. I think Lanzini played in Zagreb, and he should have been sent off really, so he was lucky there. But in the grand scheme of things, I can see Krau coming in, and I want to say right, Krau's playing 90 minutes. And even if you bring him and Souček together for an hour, and then bring Rice on for the last 30, or the other way around, some of these players just need to have a little sit down, chill. The problem is we've got another international break coming up. Now, what do? Do you play these players and go, you know what? If they do get a slight knock, yeah, they can be pulled out of international for a week or 2, and then that'll give them a rest. Or do you try and be ultra reserved and go, you know what, we'll do a mixed bag team? It's a tricky one. It really is. So for me, as long as Antonio doesn't play in this game, because we don't need him in this game. I don't think we need him in this game. I think we've got enough attackers on that pitch to do some damage. And people like Vlasic have to step up. Vlasic and Yarmolenko and people like that. And even like Lanzini to a point. I know he scored the goal in Manchester, but that was his first goal for nearly a year since the Tottenham Hotspur rocket. And yeah, he needs there's. I feel that there's enough players there to go and get a result against Rapid Vienna at home. If it was away from home, maybe a different story, but at home. So yeah. So I'm going to look at it like this. I'm going to say West Ham will win this game. I think West Ham will win. I actually think West Ham win 2-0 this game. I haven't done any odds on this game or anything, but I think West Ham might win 2-0 this game, like a 2-0 win. I think Rapid are a good team in their own league, but when they get out of it into the big wide world, they're poor. And they're not playing well in their own league at the minute. So, you know what I mean? Obviously, let me hear what your thoughts are against Rapid Vienna in the chat before I wrap it up. Obviously, we've got Brentford at the weekend, so I will be back doing a review on that. And which is, I think, is more important than this game. This game's important, but I just don't fear these teams. You know, I think we've been very blessed to a point to have the group that we've got, and especially the fixtures, the way they fall. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, we need to be on the ball with it. Epic's come out with a classic one, right? And this is his score prediction, everyone. Anyone who's watching this later on. Epic's gone for a 10-0. You've heard it here first. So I shall have a nice English pound on that and see if I end up becoming a millionaire. Yeah, I think we'll win 2-0. I really do. I think if Zuma and Diop play together, that'd be an interesting partnership. It will. It really will. And the way I look at it is, there's a lot of players that I need to see performances from. I really do. I do mean that. Like Diop, He done well in the League Cup game. People are praising him. I want to see him do it again. He played well with Zagreb, to be honest. So I want to see him do it again. Obviously, Krau comes in. I think he'll hit the ground running quite easily. And then Vlasic. This is a big moment for Vlasic. It really is. Vlasic has to turn up in this game. I can't keep hearing that. Oh, he's bedding in. That famous saying, he's bedding in, because I look at Krau against Manchester United, and that was Manchester United's second team. But that was still over X amount of millions. Do you know what I mean? I think that team was worth more than ours on the night. So you've got to know where you are. He's playing against Rapid Vienna. He's playing at home. He has to put in a decent performance. Not a solid performance. I want to see a decent quality performance from this man. Because you can't go and pay £30 million out for someone and then expect, we'll just take okay performances. Shiny G is in the house. Good afternoon, sir. Hope you are well. So yeah, let me hear your thoughts on that. If I'm being too negative on Vlasic, I'd like people to say to me, but the way I look at this is he has to turn up in this game. He will play tomorrow. I'm absolutely certain on that. There's not a doubt in my mind that he does not play tomorrow. But can he do it on that sort of stage? Right, he's done it for CSKA, he's done it for Croatia, and he's got to start doing it for us. And I know it's not being sort of rude or negative or nothing, but when you come to a new club, you've got to hit the ground running. You really do, and he has to, and it's important. So yeah, and obviously, I will be back with a preview of the Brentford versus West Ham game at the LS on Sunday, which I'll get into with you for a bit before I wrap this up, which is going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game against Brentford. I watched them play against Liverpool, and they went straight through Liverpool easily. They made Van Dijk look bang average, especially Ivan Toney did. And I'll be honest with you, I'd love him at West Ham. Ivan Toney at West Ham is the ideal replacement for Antonio. And if someone said to me, next summer, you're going to sign one player, James, and one player only, I'd go and get Ivan Toney out of at Brentford. I honestly do feel, this is me being honest, I feel that Ivan Toney could go Tottenham if Kane goes. If Tottenham get the fee for Kane, they will go after Ivan Toney, and that's the worry. So yeah, I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Good day, Waddy. Hope you're well. That's all right, mate. Not to worry. Watch it from the start. I've just been rambling on. But as I say, it's a big game on Sunday. Then we've got an international break yet again, which is another spoiler. They need to stop these international breaks, and we've got one more in November, which it sort of start the season. So to round it up before I have to go. It's a big game tomorrow, but I expect us to win that game. I really do. I expect us to come out of traps, get a couple of goals, and sweep them aside. Really, no problem. Sunday's game, I think it's a different story. I think Brentford will come forward. I've noticed with West Ham this season, from what I've been watching, that when teams come forward against us, we're deadly. Proved it against Leeds, it proved it against other teams and all. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we've got some comments here. What we got? We got Scott says, please hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't done already. Nice one, Scott. I do appreciate it. Anyone who's new around here, if you like my content, then yeah, I've got a couple of good blinding things coming up. Like I put something up the other day, and I'm going to start getting people involved. Do you know what I mean? The fans, basically, their fans' faults. So yeah, if I could get 12 likes, mate, I'd be over the moon. Don't Don't hold back. I've not seen anything to make me think Vlasic is good enough or even wants to impress us. I hope he proves us wrong. Big wages for a non-starter. That is it's a valid point. Valid point. Now, that point is bang on the money. And the way I look at it is that we've got a player there who's a non-starter. He knows he's a non-starter, but he's like, and as I said on this yesterday, and Scott really liked the front four video, which I did. Yeah, really do appreciate it, Scott. But if I was to say like Vlasic, does Vlasic get in his team, so to speak, right now? Who do you take out? Everyone's got an argument for every one of the front four, right? You could say, right, Antonio, he's one of the best strikers in the league at the minute, so he's not going anywhere. Pablo Fornals. Now, I'm not his biggest fan, Pablo Fornals, but I must admit, I've been sort of watching Pab, and I've been watching him closely, and I understand the height, the passing, the range of passing that he does. But if I had a choice between Pablo Fornals or Vlasic, currently I'd have Fornals, right? Then you got Saïd Benrahma. Now everyone knows that I'm a big fan of Saïd Benrahma, and I just think he complements that team brilliantly, really does. So would I take has Vlasic done anything to take Benrahma out? Not for me at all. And then you've got Jared Bowen. Now, people say, oh, he could come and take Jared Bowen's place. Not for me. Jared Bowen is a hard-working player who I think is getting better and better. I really, really do believe that. Like, he's looking the part this year. He really is. So, where does Vlasic come in? And that is the question. And when you've got a price tag of £30 million, and people say, I'll give him time. But how much time do you really have to give him, man? Especially who's been here already. So, yeah. But time will tell, and we will see what happens. Obviously, he needs to start doing something, because how long do you give this man before questions need to be asked? Like, and let's be honest, he's had games. He had the game in. I'll run through the games quickly before I sort of wrap this up. But he come on as a sub against Southampton. He played. He was all right. He was good. He looked lively. Right, look like flashes of brilliance. Then he went to Zagreb. Then I'll say put in a good performance. Nothing really to write home about and say it was amazing, but it was good. But the game that sort of done it for me was the Manchester United game, the big game, the one at the LS. And Antonio's out through suspension, so you would think that this man would just go, you know what, this is my moment to shine now. Right, and this is my time to sort of get in the manager's head to say, look, I'm here now. I can take any one of these players' spots. And he was poor. And people say he put in a good, solid performance, and I don't know what they're watching. Like what? He runs about a bit. They all run around. Like, let's get that category clear. Right, from Pablo Fornals to Cresswell to Flad to the Dream Team. They all run around. But you need more than just running around and being hard-working. Like, that hard-working slogan has got to stop. Like, at the end of the day, as an attacking player, you want him to assist goals, score goals, be creative, and do everything in the final third. No point in running backwards and forwards like a yo-yo when nothing's happening. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. I'll get into the comments before we wrap it up. 3 likes and 7 more to go. Come on, people. Well, if you like what I like, it'll go a long way. I really do appreciate it. I'll be happy just to see if Vlasic ran his socks off like Crowd did. No goals, no skill, but a lot of pride wearing the colours. Good point, but the only difference there, Shani G, is that Crowd is a midfielder. He is like a defensive midfielder, yeah. And Vlasic is a so-called false 9, plays anywhere along the front line. Now, but it's night and day with Crowd and Vlasic. Like, on the one hand, you got Crowd comes in against United, and he just performs. And I thought he was one of the best players on the pitch, right? But then Vlasic needs to do the same. Vlasic needs to do something to go, right, he's assisted a goal, he's scored a goal, he's done this, he's done that. And then we could all sort of go, you know what, fair enough. This is what we're seeing. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, time will tell, obviously. But it's one of them ones at the end of the day, right? We need to see something as fans, like, because the longer it goes on, and people say, "Oh, he's not getting enough game time, not getting enough game time." They had that argument last year with Benny, and basically that's what it was. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, yes, we are. We are talking about Vlasic. Nathan. Tempted to put a £20 on Tony to Spurs next season there. Trust me, mate, it's a good bet. I can see that coming. And I'll tell you the reason why I can see that coming, Scott, is because Spurs will have a lot of money, and Brentford, if let's be honest, if Brentford say they want 40 million or 45 million for Tony, Spurs will pay that in an heartbeat. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's a good bet. I really do, and I think it's a good insight into that, because do I think Brentford are going to start this year? 100%. Do I think Tony will be there for the whole season? 100%. Do I think he'll be there next season? I don't think so. I think he'll do enough in this season for teams to come in. The only thing that I think might change it a little bit with Tony going there is that I think he's an Arsenal fan. I think. So that might swerve it a little bit. But he's a professional footballer. And if he's got a chance to go and play for Tottenham let's be honest, in a rebuild job, then yeah, then maybe it'll be different. So, everything to see him get off the ground. Yeah, that's about Vlasic. So, people, any other questions? Put them in the chat. I'll answer them. I will go for another, say, 8-9 minutes and fire away. What do you think of my new intro, by the way? Let me put the other one in. And I will be back in 20 seconds. Well, that's my intro. So if you like that stuff, took me blooming ages to do it, mine, but I got there in the end, I must admit. But yeah, any questions, put them in the chat and I'll answer. I'll answer it. Right. Shiny G says, I missed the first part of the show. Did you drop tips? I think West Ham win to 0. That's one of them, I would say. Don't see Rapid scoring against us. I'll be quite shocked if they do. And I haven't really got any tips for this game. I just think West Ham will go through this team quite comfortable. And then obviously, it all depends, Shiny G, on the lineup. So, yeah. Good question here. Nathan, if you are not subscribed, please do. Subscribe to my channel. It go a long way. And this is a good comment. Do you think Vlasic is our strongest player outside of your starting 11? Well, he is. He is on paper, which is a good question. But is he performing like he's one of our strongest players outside the starting 11? No. Not for me, Nathan. And the reason why that is that we haven't got enough. And I did say that in the window. So for me, I look at it like this. He has to do something to stake a claim. He needs to be better than Ben Rama, Fornals, Bowen and Antonio. Now, I don't think he gets in front of Antonio. That's a fact. Like, I just don't see it. Antonio's one of the best strikers outside the big six, so to speak. But do I look at other positions on the pitch where he could do it? Yeah. But he hasn't done anything yet for me. And when you've got a £30 million price tag, like and I've seen a lot of it with West Ham fans, and people saying, "Oh, he needs time to bed in." Yeah, it's okay having time to bed in, but we need this player to start hitting the running now, because if Fornells goes down, like for instance, Fornells gets injured at the weekend against Leeds in a collision with the Leeds goalkeeper. Now, Fornells is out for, say, a month. Flashage has to come in, and he will start. Like, there's no two ways about it, right? So he has to do something in that time. He just looks very slow, Vlasic. And I don't know whether any West Ham fans in the chat will agree or disagree, but if you just watch Vlasic, he seems like he's very, very slow for the league. Now, people say, "Oh, well, he's come from Russia and all that." He has been in the Prem before. He was with Everton. He played 12 games for Everton. You should know what you're walking into, like with things like that. So for me, it's one of them ones at the end of the day. It really is. So do you know what I mean? You either like him or don't. I don't not dislike the geezer. I think the geezer's a very, very good player. He proved it in for Croatia. But is this geezer going to do it at present to come in the squad and change the game? I don't know. I just don't see it. But I know for a fact if it was the other way around and West Ham brought Ben Rama off the bench, for instance, I know for a fact Ben Rama will make a chance or do something to change the course of the game. With Vlasic, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And I'm not being negative. I really am not. I'm trying to be as real as I can. And do I look at him? Right, I'll put it this way. I'd rather have Vlasic on than Yarmolenko on or Lanzini on. Now, Lanzini's been a great servant to West Ham, and Yarmolenko's had one good game in 2 years, right? So if someone said to me, well, "Would you have Vlasic on?" Yeah, but I just think like it's a lot of pressure on this kid to hit the ground running, and I do believe that. Let me go into the comments. Scott's trying to get me likes. Good lad, good man, much appreciated. If you like what I do or say, or even if you ever wanted to come on here, DM me on Twitter, etc. Then you're always welcome to come on here and have your view. Do you know what I mean? This is it's West Ham's own, but I'll speak to anyone, and I like to hear everyone else's thoughts. Nathan says here, very, very true. Seems like good work rate, was good, but just slow. Would love to see him up top with Antonio. The problem is with West Ham, they don't play a two up top. They play like a diamonds, like 4, 2 wingers, one 10, number 10 role, and another player who's like the striker. And obviously it works because they can all interchange. I don't think Vlasic is a striker. I think it's too slow to be a striker, especially in the Premier League. As a number 10, and I read a funny article the other day, funny enough, right, about someone said he's going to come in and take Ben Rama's place. And I looked at it and I just went, all right, get in the bin. That's just fake news straight away there. And it ain't because I like Ben Rama, it's because I know that when Ben Rama does pick the ball up, he does damage. And that is it's just a factual thing. Like, when I look at other players, they don't. They just don't seem to do it. So, yeah. Shiny G puts a good comment here. It's okay being a little slow in the Prem if you have the experience and intelligence. I don't see either in Vlasic at this point, but Moyes must have seen something to pay his price. Thing is, if Moyes is looking at him as like hard working, right, then you can say that. Is he another Pablo Fornells? Right, does a lot of good stuff off the ball, passes the ball well, hard working. Does he score many goals? Big debate. Now, when I look at other attackers in the leagues, for instance, and they play that sort of 4-2-3-1 system, when you have wide men, you have to start scoring goals. Simple as that. Afternoon, Richard. Hope you're well. And everything's all good, mate. But when you've got wide men, and let's be honest, I think he's a 10? No, I think he's a wide. Well, he could play as a 10 because he's slow, but it's just one of them ones really with him. I just want to see something. I need to see it. I know I'm rambling on. This was only a preview for the Rapid Vienna game, but I need to see something against Rapid in Vlasic. He will play tomorrow. Simple as that. So yeah. In your opinion, what are West Ham's missing in their play? What are West Ham missing in their play? West Ham's team. West Ham's starting strong lineup is excuse me, it's one player left now to sort of say that that's West Ham's starting lineup, and that is Fabianski or Areola. Now, the Areola Fabianski debate will rumble on. Fab's been great for us. He really has. Like, I can't fault the geezer. He's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But Areola is the better goalkeeper. And I've had this debate on different platforms, and I've said the same things over and over again. Areola's the better goalkeeper, but Fab don't deserve to be dropped. So it's a mixed bag there. Next season, if you see Antonio, Benrahma, Fornells, Bowen, dream team in the middle of Rice and Souček, then you had the flat back four of Kufal, Zuma, Obona, Cresswell, and you had Areola in goal. That, to me, is a fantastic team, starting 11. And even then, like, you could even put Crow in there. I think he's going to be a player, mate. I really do. And the fear I do have with that is he Rice's replacement next summer. Now, that is a big fear with me. Do I think that Rice will be sold next summer? Crow comes in, slots next to Souček, and they play like they do for Czech Republic. That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. It's very, very important that we try and keep this man. And I've seen links to today and previous that Man United are looking elsewhere. They're looking at Jude Bellingham. They're looking at Calvin Phillips. Now, it could come to a stage where no one wants him in the Premier League, Rice, because he'd be priced out of a move. So that would benefit us greatly. It really would. Like, if we can keep this man here, and I do believe it, and I've said it, I love Mark Noble to death, but Declan's just took us to next level, mate, a level that I've never seen with West Ham in my lifetime. And I'm 34 years old. But I've never seen us, like, we've always had egos in our team. People who think they're above the club. And basically now we haven't. We've just got players who are playing for the shirt and they know what it means to the fans. And do I think Declan would go next year? Someone would have to pay a lot of money to get him out of here. They really would. So, yeah, it's just one of them ones. But to answer your question, Nathan, in your opinion, what's missing in their play? There's nothing missing in the play, so to speak. But our strongest team will be next season when Ariola's there, and that'll be a frighteningly good team. Like, do you know what I mean? But obviously we can't sit there and not do nothing. Obviously we've got Rob Newman now, who's great for us. So yeah. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Let's come up to the 40th minute mark, and it's time for half time. Well, snacks and refreshments. But listen, if you like what I do or like what I say, please give it a subscribe. It really goes a long way, helps me out greatly. I want to thank a few people also. I want to thank West Ham Unofficial, who have been great. Richard has been great. There's a few other people that I want to thank who's really helped me get this sort of up and running. I'm up to 110 subscribers now, and I'm just prodding along. Do you know what I mean? But I'm trying to do something different, like from every other channel. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to go in depth with players and things like that, and try and do things a little bit different, because I'm just I want to try and keep it real and not. I don't want there to be an agenda between players or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? This year, so yeah. Shiny G's just got a comment in. Every time I see Phillips, I think he needs to move on for his career and national success. Then I remember everyone saying the same about Rice, and I'll shut up. As I said on the Leeds preview, I'll try and keep this short and sweet. I said Phillips is a very, very, very good player, but Rice is world class. I don't see Phillips going and walking into Manchester City's team. I don't think. Well, maybe goes in Liverpool's team, but I can see Declan Rice going anywhere in the world and getting in any team in the world, and that's the difference. But do you know what? I look at some things and I think to myself, would Rice settle going somewhere else and being a bit part player? Like, when you've got a lot of egos in them big clubs, then it's like it can ruin someone. Like we've seen it before with Scott Parker. Scott Parker was back in the day was Charlton boy, doing great, went to Chelsea, and then he had to sort of rejuvenate his career. And there's other players and all who I can mention. Do you know what I mean? Who have gone to places and sort of like haven't hit the ground running, so to speak, at these big clubs. But the problem is with the big clubs, and this is a problem, if they've got one player who's not in the ground running, they've got 7 more who are. So that's why they're the so-called big clubs. I'm not afraid to say I have a little love for Leeds. I'm fond members of our 80s rivalry. They're the West Ham and the North. Yeah, I totally agree. I really do. So, yeah. I'm going to shoot now. It's been a pleasure. I want to thank everyone in the chat who's contributed today. It goes a long way. This was only supposed to be a 15-minute video. And it's gone on for 41 minutes plus. So, yeah. We've had a good chat about Vlasic. Need to see something tomorrow night. If he comes in, scores 2 goals, I praise him. If he comes in, plays well, I praise him. If he needs to do something now. Do you know what I mean? He's had enough time here now. So he needs to do something. Krell, very, very impressed with. Zuma, love him already. I think he's going to be amazing for us. So, yeah. I've got, coming up this week, I've got a betting preview on Friday. I was going to do a view from the pub, but I think I might not now. But we'll see. And yeah, I've got a couple more things coming up this week, so check it out on E20 Zone TV. Thanks again, much love, and I'm going to roll you out with the new intro. Bye for now.